It is a weight that cannot be measured, but it can be felt by every player who puts on the famous yellow shirt. For 24 years, the pursuit of the Hexa, the elusive sixth World Cup star, has haunted the Brazilian national team. Since 2002, generation after generation of extraordinary talent has arrived at the tournament, carrying the expectations of a nation, only to be broken by the cold, calculated efficiency of European knockout football. Records show a clear pattern of heartbreak. Belgium in 2018. Croatia in 2022. Tomorrow, the manager will step up to a microphone to announce the definitive 26-man squad for the 2026 World Cup. But this announcement is different. According to reports surrounding the camp, this list represents a fundamental shift in Brazilian football philosophy. It is the moment Brazil finally decides to abandon the romanticism of pure flair, trading it for the rigid, European-style pragmatism required to survive. The squad announced tomorrow will not just answer who is going to North America. It will answer how far Brazil is willing to go, and what they are willing to sacrifice to end a 24-year curse. To understand the gravity of tomorrow's squad announcement, one must understand the psychological environment surrounding this team. In Brazil, the World Cup is not merely a tournament. It is a measure of national identity. But the landscape of international football has evolved dramatically since their last triumph in Yokohama. The modern game is defined by intense pressing structures, transitional speed, and relentless tactical discipline. For over 2 decades, Brazil has attempted to beat these modern systems using individual brilliance. And for 2 decades, the evidence shows it has not been enough. The current managerial mandate was clear from the beginning: rebuild the structure. The Brazilian Football Confederation recognized that relying on Joga Bonito against highly organized tactical blocks was no longer a viable strategy for winning a World Cup. The manager's task is to install a European level of emotional and structural discipline. But doing so requires immense bravery. It means making squad selections that will undoubtedly anger traditionalists. It means prioritizing a player's defensive work rate and positional awareness over their ability to perform a spectacular dribble. As the deadline for the final 26-man list approaches, the tension is not just about who is in form. It is a philosophical battle for the soul of the team. When the list is read tomorrow, certain names are absolute certainties. These are the foundational pillars of the new system. In goal, Alisson Becker remains an untouchable asset, providing world-class shot-stopping and calm distribution under extraordinary pressure. In central defense, Gabriel Magalhães has evolved into a dominant physical presence, offering the exact type of aggressive left-footed profile required to defend high lines. And in attack, Vinicius Jr. is the undisputed focal point. He is no longer just a winger. He is one of the most lethal transition players in world football. But a World Cup squad is often defined by the names that are not called. Reports suggest the manager is preparing to make ruthless decisions regarding established veterans. The Hexa Mission requires players whose legs can survive 7 matches of high-intensity pressing in the summer heat. This means legacy players, those who have historically been brought along for locker room presence, are at severe risk of being omitted. Furthermore, the wide forward positions are incredibly congested, with exceptional talents all competing for limited minutes. Someone of elite quality will be left behind. The decision will come down to system compliance. Who tracks back diligently? Who maintains the defensive shape when possession is lost? Tomorrow's list will prove that in this new era, reputation offers no protection. Beyond the omissions, the squad list will reveal the manager's solution to the most heavily debated questions in Brazilian media. The primary dilemma: who plays as the undisputed number 9? For years, finding a striker who offers elite link-up play while maintaining calculating efficiency in the penalty box has been a struggle. The rapid emergence of Endrick has fundamentally altered the equation. The pressure to start the explosive talent is immense. However, international tournament history suggests that relying entirely on a teenager carries significant risk. The alternative is utilizing a false 9 system, a setup that maximizes tactical intelligence but potentially lacks a physical focal point against towering central defenders. Then, there is the issue of midfield balance. Historically, Brazil's recent World Cup exits have exposed a soft center. When the pressure peaked against Croatia, the midfield fractured. Tomorrow's squad must include a perfectly calibrated mix of destroyers and creators. Bruno Guimarães is expected to anchor the transitions, but the players selected alongside him will indicate the overall strategy. If the squad is heavily weighted toward attacking midfielders without sufficient defensive cover, the same vulnerabilities will remain. In modern international football, an unbalanced midfield is a fatal flaw. The manager must select players willing to do the invisible, exhausting work required to protect the backline. Getting the 26 names right is only the first step. The reality of the 2026 World Cup format dictates that the margin for error is razor-thin, and the specific opponents will test every aspect of the squad's construction. Brazil has been drawn into Group C, alongside Morocco, Scotland, and Haiti. This is a group specifically engineered to challenge Brazil's tactical maturity. Against Scotland, Brazil will face a disciplined, low-block European side designed to frustrate them, suffocate the central areas, and exploit set pieces. To break this down, the squad announced tomorrow must possess players capable of precise, tight space passing and relentless patience. Conversely, Morocco presents a vastly different threat. They are a highly athletic, transition-based team, capable of defending resolutely and counter-attacking with devastating speed. In this matchup, Brazil's fullbacks and defensive midfielders will be severely tested. Brazil traditionally navigates the group stage successfully, but the squad cannot be built just to beat Group C. It must be built to survive the grueling tactical warfare of the quarter-finals, where individual brilliance is almost always cancelled out by collective team structure. The Hexa is more than a trophy. For the Brazilian people, it is a psychological exorcism. When the microphone is turned on tomorrow and the 26 names are spoken into existence, the debate will instantly consume the footballing world. Analysts will scrutinize every omission, and fans will question every tactical compromise. But the men chosen will board a plane to North America carrying the heaviest expectations in global sports. They possess the raw talent, They have the defensive foundation. They boast some of the most devastating attacking players on the planet. But the ultimate question remains unanswered. Do they have the emotional resilience? Have they truly absorbed the bitter lessons of 2018 and 2022? Are they prepared to suffer, to maintain their shape, and to execute a pragmatic game plan when the entire nation is screaming for them to simply attack? Tomorrow, the blueprint is revealed. And in the summer of 2026, the world will watch to see if that blueprint is finally enough to break the curse and return the World Cup to its spiritual home.